Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Belinda here from Visualized NZ. I'm going to be working today with a bunch of freebies that come with my newsletter. So these are the freebies for November, only available through my newsletter. And I just wanted to first show you where I took the material from. So this is a magazine I received in a bundle of stuff. If you've a regular watcher of my videos, you may have seen the haul that I showed you. This is in very poor condition. It's been mouse chewed and hanging around in a wool shed. So you can see this front cover is a little worse for wear. There are a couple of those pieces tucked inside the magazine that I found yesterday, when I was doing the digital, I found them tucked inside, but there are still pieces missing. The whole thing, actually, the whole front cover is detached, like so, and the back is not quite as damaged, but reasonably so. So for these digitals, I took all this material from out of this one magazine, and there's more I could have done. But a lot of this, it's a end of World War I magazine for returned soldiers. It's a New Zealand one. So it was published in 1919. And it's, so a lot of the articles talk about war, talk about psychology, about injury and that sort of thing. So, you know, some of that material you don't want to pop in a digital because it's not happy, you know, it's not encouraging. Well, not encouraging for us in today's world. But there's still heaps and heaps. Like this is Psychology and Sausages. I haven't read it, but it's curious. It makes me very curious what that's about. Here's this lovely bathing costume image, which features in the top corner of the digital. So that's where it came from, and I just wanted to give you a quick look at that so you could see, you know, see where things came from. Right, I'll pop that on the floor. So, to the digital, it's a compilation of images and old advertisements and text from that magazine. Just a whole bunch of different pieces. So I've gone sort of more feminine. I've picked out the feminine imagery rather than the masculine, although it is a blend. We have pocket watches, more masculine in my world. The cars, for this era, I would probably put them more masculine, but I think they fit. There's some furniture and there's a typewriter ad there, which I absolutely love. Piano, obviously, and yeah, just fun. So I designed up a background. Then I collaged up various parts and played with them until I liked the layout. And then I added some extra distressing effects because, you know, why not? It's all part of the vintagey fun, isn't it? And then this is the original page that I did up. And then, you know, that's not enough in my book. I wanted to play with colour. So I then transformed it into 4 additional colourways. So there's this sepia one. Hopefully you can get a good look at these in frame here. Then there's this green one. So all the same layout, all the same images, etc., just different colours. Then we have it in blue. And finally, we have it in pink. So that's the different colours I've done it in. All I've done to these so far is I've trimmed off the white on the edges. I've left the white at the top and bottom because we don't need to take that off for today's project. It is a project we've done recently, but I think these particular pages will be ideal. So we're going to make paper bags inspired by Rachel at Roxy Creations. So if you didn't catch that video where I made them, then this is for you. If you did, I'd be pleased if you still watched, but understand if you're like, well, I know I've seen that been there, done that kind of thing. But I love the paper bags. Now, the only problem with this is I am going to lose her head. Our lovely bathing costume lady, we're going to lose her head. but that's okay. I'm sure it'll be fine. No, I did that wrong. Too much talking. So I think it'll be okay, because I should have made the deeper fold first and then the second fold. So make your deep fold and then make your second fold so that it goes past that deeper fold, if that makes sense. So you'll have 2 folds there, and then we need to do our in 2/3 roughly. Just going to go here. I'm not worrying about what comes on the front or back, because it's a collage of different bits and pieces, so whatever it turns out like will be absolutely fine. So I'm going to fold it in there. And actually we could take off that part and not lose a head, because we don't need all that width. So let's just trim it down this way. I think we'll take off a bit of her foot instead. Kind of get it straight. So lovely scrap to do something else with for use in collage, or even like to make a belly band or a side tuck or something. I should have done that before I did all the folds, but that's okay. I can do it properly in the next one. Okay, cool. So taking off these corner snippets at the bottom here on an angle and towards that corner where the folds meet. You will all know how to do this, I imagine, but just in case somebody is watching and doesn't know how to do the cuts, I do like to explain just in case. Taking that little bit of an angle just means the pieces aren't going to bind up when you fold it in together and glue it. Right, so that's going to be the bottom of our sack. So I do need to take off that white bit. I was trying to think when I was taking the white off, do I need to trim that bit off or not? And I couldn't remember. I thought I'll probably end up being cut off, but no, not all of it is cut off. So let's just, oops, not move the paper while we're trying to tear it. Right, so that's going to be the bottom of our paper bag. Okay, and at the top here, right, so it's been a while since I've done them. Like it was relatively recently, but in terms of my making videos, it feels like a long time ago because a lot has happened. So the back needs to be higher, so we need to just trim down to the deeper of the 2 fold lines. Whoops, can barely see where it is. There we go. So these bits get folded down to the deeper fold line, so they're lower, and that's not at all straight. Let's just straighten that up a bit. Give that a recrease to straighten up that edge. Now I've done it the wrong way round, because that's supposed to be the front. So this one goes down to the deeper fold line and these 2 go to the shallower one. This is no tutorial, is it? I'm just gonna give that a slight little snip. That one might not be okay, might not be bad there. Right. This is a refreshing my memory, so bear with me. I'm not gluing anything down quite yet until I'm satisfied that I've got it the right way around. Yes, that's better. So we have our front, which is lower, our back, which is higher. I do notice that white is also showing just a little bit, so I probably do need to take the white off top and bottom. Okay, but this one I'm just going to leave as is. Okay, so gluing down now. Going to glue down these flaps. Oh, get my lid off the glue stick. So just to that first fold line there, and then on this side, same again, just to that first fold line. And then this central bit, we take in down to the second fold line. Oops, distracted by a scrap of paper on my desk. Feels like I need to change out my glue page. Okay, there we go. And so at this point we can switch to the tacky glue. But first I'm just going to look at where I might want to distress, if anywhere. I think I want to do this top bit here. And I think the rest I can do after it's glued together. Yep, I can do it afterwards. So let's take our glue and glue it down. So I'm just going to put a line of glue along this edge. So we'll get it in the right order on the next one, so that you have a hope of following it if this is new to you. And a line of glue down there. You don't need to do the bottom along here because this is going to be closed with this flap. And then our flap. Just in like a U. Like that will be sufficient. And there we've got a cute little paper bag. The one remaining step is to give this a crinkly top and also to give it, like a paper bag has, little angles on the top piece, like so. And then we'll take to it with my little jiggy scissors and give it a fun top, but I'll wait till the glue has had a chance to dry before I do that, because otherwise I'm going to make a mess. Okay, let's grab out another sheet and try and do it the proper way to begin with. So first off, I am going to take off the white, since I've discovered it really needs to come off. Oops, almost. Bit and a bit at the top, and then we can also take off that side strip where the lady is before we fold it, because all these pages are the same design, so we know where we need to approximately. Oh gosh, I have this down pat when I'm not on camera, and I turn the camera on and suddenly I can't tear a bit of paper straight without going off. But there we go. So let's also take off this bit now, and I'm going to leave her foot because we can fold it. You know, there's no set size, so if you're working with slightly bigger or smaller, just make it work. make it to whatever size you like. So there we've got another cool scrape with her foot intact. Right, now we can do our bottom gusset. Like so. This time we'll do our deep fold first. Yeah. And then we'll do our second fold, just making sure this top edge goes slightly below that, or a reasonable amount below that first fold we did, so that it's not visible in the final product. We don't get the white showing. That's why you do that. Okay, and now into thirds. Approximate thirds, not actual thirds. Might make this a little bit wider this time, I think, maybe. And this unevenness at the top will actually be resolved when we actually cut it. And that's not, why is that not folding properly? Probably because it's not straight. There we go. That's better. Okay. So once you've kind of refreshed one's memory on how it all goes together, they actually work out pretty quickly. And it's a really good option for a mess make. Right, I should be keeping these little snippets. They can go in my scrappy collage phone book to make master boards. Okay, and up the top here. So definitely have to think about this a bit. So I need to cut down there. And I'm just cutting slightly to the side of the fold line, to the outside, so that again it folds down a bit better. So those ones, oh gosh, my brain is not working. So those ones go down to there, and that one goes down to there. Okay, so I'm also going to take just a wee sliver. Don't go too wide or you'll end up with white showing on the inside where you've taken the sliver from. But a bit of ink will take care of that if it happens, so because it has happened to me. Definitely has. And I've taken too much out. Those slivers can go in the rubbish. Bye bye slivers. Okay, so that one goes all the way down. Yes. Right, let's do that one first. Changing my glue page, I think. Oh, I need to trim off the glue off the edge of the book because it's making it tough to rip the pages off now. Right, glue stick. And even if you do glue these the wrong way round, it's still salvageable. You just make the seam where the two parts meet the front instead, and it will still look great. Still do the job. And these ones just to that first fold without gouging out your glue stick like I just did. Now I've made this very shallow, so I haven't got a lot of room to do my fancy cut. Maybe I won't do the fancy cut. Don't have to, it's just a, added fun little feature. Here we go. Again, I'm going to ink up that while I can. A little bit easier to do it now. And now which side do I want over? This one we did, which way did we do? We did the pocket watch over top. I think I prefer that still, so we'll just stick with that. That side and the underside of this edge. Doesn't need a lot of glue to hold them together. There we go. And again the bottom flap. And then we have another paper bag. So satisfying to make these. If you haven't given them a go yet, I do encourage you to do it because they are such fun and very effective. I think they just turn out really, really cool. So let's ink around this just to show you. Look, this would look really cool edged in a blue as well. And then let's do our little corners. Snip and snip. Don't worry about making them symmetrical. They'll look cute no matter what. And then I think I'll still do the top, so I won't ink the top edge. I think I'll still give it a go at doing the fancy cut. Right, I'm just going to have a wee sip of my coffee. Freshly made before I turned on the camera. So drink it while it's still warm. Okay, shall we do a pink one? Let's do a pink one. And then I'll probably just make the 3 and see if we can decorate up one of these. You could absolutely totally leave them as they are, you know, because they've got all that fantastic imagery on and they're pretty colours and all that. Add a bit of ink, but you can also decorate them to your heart's content. They are a base for you to play with. Oops. My ruler's actually got a bend in it this way, and sometimes I think that doesn't help me if I'm not holding it down properly in the right place. Particularly when I'm talking, I think I'm not thinking about that so much. Come on. That's better. Come here. Little scrappy bits of paper. Okay, and this side. Now let's see if we can do this properly. Think about it. Woohoo! See, I can do it if I'm thinking instead of blabbing. Okay, let's take this off again. You could make a wider one. I wouldn't have to trim this off if I just did a wider bag, but I just like the idea of having these fun strips to play with as well. And without cutting off her head, you know. That's my main reason for taking it off, so we don't have a headless woman. Although, is our piano player headless? Yeah, our piano player is headless, and our, oh no, she's still got a head there and there. I did this one slightly differently. You know the difference? Because I left the white on this one and I took the white off that one. So that's made a difference. Right. So our deep fold first, and yes, they are going to be headless. Deep fold first, and then I'm going to take it a little bit further than I did last time. Or a little bit less actually, I should say. If I can find where the fold is. Yeah. I think that was right, maybe. We'll find out. Our bottom one, so just the single one at the bottom. You only need one fold at the bottom. And then into thirds ish. I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm just more so for my benefit, just walking myself through it to remind me of the steps. Yes, I do this, then I do this, then we do this. So I'm sorry if that's a bit repetitive for you guys, but hopefully it sinks into all our brains. so we make less mistakes along the way. Okay, right, bottom corners first. I generally like to do the bottom corners first because they're the easiest. They're like simple to do and work out, and it helps orientate me to which way's up. So, more little snippets for my collage book. Oops, slightly askew there. Right, now the top. So I'm just going to go ahead and take a tiniest wee sliver off of both. In fact, do I probably only need to take it to that first fold line, to the shallower of the two fold lines, rather than right down to the bottom. So I might try that. I haven't tried that before. So do this side right down to the deeper fold, and then this one I'm just going to take just past that shallower fold. I think, is that going to work? No, maybe it does need to go right down. Well, it was worth a go, but I just don't want to take too much out there. It was worth an experiment to see whether it would work, taking that snippet out just to that first fold line. Right, just brush those aside. Okay, let's glue these down, and then perhaps we'll decorate this one up, shall we? Why not? That one and this side. And middle one. I feel like I'm in a pink mood today, so I feel like working with the pink one. Okay, a bit of ink along there. Again, you could edge this with pink ink, would look really pretty. I'm just going vintage photo because it lives on my desk. It's easy, it's quick, and it goes with everything I do. So yeah, I'm going to stick with it the same way I've been doing it. Just because I like having the whole pocket watch as opposed to the little piece of pocket watch on this side. That's not folded very well. Let's give it a proper crease. Glue there and glue here. Fold them down. And at the bottom. You could distress this flap too if you wanted to, and this edge, but I would prefer to have it seamless in this instance. And you don't have to ink it all if inking is not your thing. Right. Shall I dare to snippy snip? Oh, let's do the corners first. Need to do that. I'll give a few more seconds for the glue to dry. Perhaps we start on this one. And if you don't have these scissors, if you've got a different pair of scissors, use whatever you've got. Or, like I was saying before, if you don't have any of the scissors, it doesn't matter. Just straight is fine. But I've got them, so why not use them for that added little bit of fun. And then I can... Now with these, you can glue them down on a page. You could clip them in or tip them in, however you like to use them. Depends whether you want to lose the back or not. If you want to lose the back, just glue it into the page and you've still got something really cool on the front. So that was a bit chewy on the glue, even on that one, which was the first one we did. So I'm going to go ahead and do this one and give that pink one just a little bit longer to dry, because I don't want to end up destroying it. That would be no fun. This one was better. Maybe I'm just not taking as bigger bites with the scissors. There's the blue one. So I've already inked around the edges of that one. So maybe I'll do the edges of this one. Just give that glue just a fraction longer to dry before we attack it with the crunchy scissors. Right, here we go. Yeah, it's a little bit soft still. Doing a bit of chewing. Ooh. Yeah, a little bit of chewing, but it's all good. It'll be fine. Just a bit hairy here and there, but that's okay. Adds to the look. Right, there we go. For the moment, I'm going to ignore the back, and if I end up clipping it in or tipping it in or something, I will ink the back or decide what to do the back later. So we'll just concentrate on the front. And what would we like to do with this? I have no thoughts right now. I just know I want to play with it and decorate it. Do we want to add some book page though? Just for some added texture? Or maybe some music paper? Oh, look at that creaminess. Isn't that gorgeous? Gorgeous creaminess. And that amuses me because the piano here. Yes, okay. Do I want to ink around it? I might, I think. Not sure if I want to or not, so I'm just going to do it because I can't once I glue it down. So I am sorry, I just launched into this video and I forgot to ask how you all are. How are you, my friends? How's your week been? I hope it's been a good one. Hope you've been having some crafty fun along the way, if possible. You know, I know some people work and some don't, and people have family or events that they've got to go to. So hopefully you've had a good time this week in whatever you've been up to. I've had not a bad week. It's been tiring. I've been tired. I haven't caught up on sleep from being away last week and not sleeping in the super rock hard bed in the motel. And then last night was atrocious. Got to sleep okay, and then got up in the middle of the night, had a bathroom stop, and then my legs decided to get all restless. And I think I'd actually missed doing a couple of my vibration sessions yesterday. I have a vibration board and I generally do it at least 3 times a day, and I think I missed a couple because I was busy. And so last night my legs were restless and I was really uncomfortable, and the cat was against my legs, which just made them worse. So I ended up getting up after a while, making myself a hot milk. What would I liked? Might have a look at my gardening book and see if there's a nice pretty pink floral. So I got up, had a hot milk, and Georgie came and curled up in my lap for a bit. And then after I'd finished my milk and, you know, another bathroom stop, and thought I'll try going back to sleep. And the restlessness had gone, but my darling hubby was having himself a bit of a snore. Bless his heart. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe we go that one. And the neighbours across the road, they haven't done this for a while, but they were doing it last night. Thump, 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 thump of the music. So you can't actually hear the music, you just get the bass, and it thumps across the road, and our bedroom's at the front of the house, so we've got no distance between them and us for the noise, apart from the road in between. And so I was just lying there listening to this thump, 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 and the snore, 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 and I was just like, I need sleep. So I think sometime after 3 a.m. I got back to sleep. So I am a bit tired on it. I'm just going to tear this here, I think, just to start with. Just to help me get it down. I'm trying to decide whether I want to loosely cut it out. I think I will. I don't think I'll do a proper fussy cut. I'll leave a bit of a border. I should have whipped this bit off just to make it a bit easier to cut down. It's the only reason I'm doing that tear. Love this paper. It's gorgeous, creamy, off-white sort of colour. It's going to be a lot quicker if I just leave a little bit of a border around it. Yeah, so last night, previous nights had been pretty good. I'd had pretty good sleeps. But last night was a doozy, and I hadn't caught up from being away, you know, because it takes me a long time to catch up, and then I've had another not so great night, so that's okay though. I'm going to be spending most of today actually at the computer, because I've got some work to do at the computer. It's quite cold this morning. It's really foggy, and it's slowly, very slowly burning off, but it's cold inside. So I've got the heater on in the office, so when I have done this video and set it to upload, then I'll transfer into the office where the heater's on and be nice and cozy and do what the work I need to get done in there. So I'm actually quite looking forward to going into the office where the heater is keeping it nice and lovely, and my fingers won't turn blue. Oops, bit close in there, never mind. I did say this was a very loose cut. Not even at all. That's okay. I'm also trying to go quick, so you're not sitting for 20 minutes watching me cut out a flower. I like these images too, because they have a more vintagey feel. I think it's a book from the 1960s, so it definitely is a vintage book. But it's got that lovely, delicate appearance and the style of the images. A little bit not as bright as my digital, but I think it will work. Right, almost there. There we go. Wasn't too painful, was it? Unlike these scraps of paper that are really distracting me. Oh, that's super pretty. And then maybe a label. Now, where did I put my labels? I don't have pink ones in my floral labels, apart from the pink lace background ones. they're in a stack here with others, so I'm just trying to separate them out so I'm not pulling irrelevant stuff up onto the desk. Like those are irrelevant. Okay, and that's irrelevant. Put those aside. Right. So I'm looking at what colour. Black is an obvious one. We do have green here, so we could possibly go with green as well, which might be a nice contrast. I don't think I'll go red or blue, but I want to check out these ones with the pink lace background. It is, the pink's closer to this pink than it is this pink, but it could actually work. Which one? I'm wondering about this circle one. I really need to have a session cutting these all out so they're ready to go. So if you're not familiar, this is my floral labels kit available on Etsy. There's 10 pages of labels in different sizes, different colours, and they're all taken from my drawings. I hand drew all these and then scanned them and tinkered with them and then put them up as a kit on Etsy. So if you're interested, pop along there and check them out. I'm really happy with them. Okay, it is a little blendy, but I think if we ink it, yeah, because it's got the black on, I can live with that. I don't mind if the background kind of sinks in a little bit, the pink lacy background, but with a bit of ink, I think it'll just help it pop off a little bit more. And sometimes being a little bit blendy is not so bad. Okay, just ink around this. It'll help to hide my uneven cutting. And just give it that little bit of pop out from the page look. Oh, my nose is starting to drip. That's how cold it is. My nose is starting to drip because it likes to do that on a cold morning while I'm talking. All right, another sip of my coffee. Warm my nose up maybe. Okay, I'm just going to take care of my nose. Please excuse me one moment. Un momento, por favor. It's one of those phrases in Spanish that I always remember. I'm probably totally butchering the pronunciation, but I am actually tongue-tied. I can't roll my R's normally. Occasionally I can get it, but very rarely. So other languages are quite tricky for me to do because I can't maneuver my mouth properly, or my tongue more so. I do love the Spanish language though. I really should get back into learning a bit more of it. There's never enough hours in the day. Well, no, I don't want to do that because that completely covers Our Lady down there. Let's just pop that there. Okay. And I think that's probably, or do we want a word? I was going to say that's probably as much as I want to do, but then it's like, oh, hang on, do I want a word on here, or some numbers, or some stamping, or so many options. So many options. Right. There. Looks like the language on this is either Spanish or Italian or something, which is interesting. I just think I'll go in and ink those little gaps in the flower because they were standing out a little bit much for me. Okay, we do have words obviously already on there. We could add a little number somewhere. Let's take a bunch out and sort of look for it. Colour. I don't think I want the bright pink because I think that'll be too... No, it's definitely a 61 and it's too big anyway. Too big. So I want something smaller, I think. Oops, sticking. I've got glue on my fingers and they're sticking to my fingers. No, wrong colour. Well, there's one in pink. I like that one. Cool. I was like, oh, I'm going to find nothing and that will be a giant waste of time. There, I like it there. But it wasn't. Didn't take too long to find what I wanted. Something that suited. Right, I don't think I want a word. I think that is perfectly fine as is. Cute little paper bag, all ready to go in a journal. How cute is that? So there we go, my friends. That is my freebie this month for the November newsletter. So if you'd like to get your hands on this bunch of freebies, you will need to subscribe to my newsletter. And these are the other two pages which we didn't make up yet. So the newsletter has already gone out. I will be doing a second mail out to any new subscribers around about the middle of the month. So let's say if you would like these, then you would need to sign up to the newsletter before the 20th of November, and I'll do a mail out shortly after that. So maybe the 21st I'll do a mail out for new subscribers. If you happen to subscribe after that, then you will not receive this batch of goodies, but you will get the ones for December. So I do freebies for every newsletter and I only send out once per month. So if you'd like to be in for this freebie or any of my future freebies, then you need to subscribe because they're only available for that 1 month and then they're gone. Okay, so there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this project. I hope you're inspired to give it a go and maybe join on my mailing list. I promise not to spam you because I can't stand spam, so I refuse to be a spammer. It's my promise to you. Only good stuff once a month in your inbox. Okay guys, that's it for me today and for this week. Take care. Have a brilliant weekend. I'll be out celebrating my mum's 80th birthday, so super excited for that. Take care and I'll catch you on Monday. Bye for now.